So let's say we have a screen that looks like this. What I'm going to do first, I'm going to basically copy it with holding Option down. And okay, so we have this screen here, and let's name it Blend Mode. And what I'm going to do is basically I'm going to go to the image. And right now the image has some sort of a light color here. If I make it go away, it makes it darker, kind of like an overlay almost. But what I want to do now is basically I'm gonna go with F, meaning just white, and I will, instead of just using the normal option for the blend mode here, I am gonna basically analyze here. I have basically three options that I use. The first kind of the three rows you see here, darken, multiply, color burn, is to increase darkness of the background, meaning our image. The second kind of the three rows here is to lighten the color. And the third one for overlay, soft light, and hard light, it is to maximize the contrast. So we are going to go over it. So let's say I want to darken. And I pick the darken, and what Figma now does is basically between this white color and the image, it's only going to pick the pixels that are darker than each other. So if I pick even a darker color than, let's say, white, the whole image will get darker, as you see. And let me just increase the opacity so the difference will be clear. So if it's white, image doesn't get things too much, but if it gets darker, the whole colors darken. And you can play with this, and basically you can pick a closer shade and then try here. Maybe this would look good, or around like here we might have some effect. Darken is a pretty good option, and you can also try a better one that I also like is multiply. It is also going to darken the image, but it will do it better. It's gonna basically multiply the dark pixel ratio, and look at that one. That one's a bit better. So this is how mostly the darken option works, those two options. I don't usually do color burn. I didn't get much good results with it. And the second part you can do is, what you can do is for now you can lighten. And, oh, my bad. So not that one, blend mode, lighten. I'm gonna basically find the image here. Fantastic. And I'm gonna pick this to be lighten. Now the Figma is gonna pick the lightest color, whether it is our overlay purple color or the image background. So if I pick pure white, the whole image will be whitewashed. But if I pick pure dark, nothing will happen to the image because we are too dark. So you can do this where you can pick a, let's say, a similar color around here, and you can maybe give it 30%, and we are just a bit more light and it looks more pleasing, much more blue-ish as your color. And you can try the other one as well. So if the lighten is not sure, you can do screen as well. It will give some different, much more whitewashed look. And those are the two I use in the lighten section. Now, the next one we have is basically the contrast maximizing options. Oh yeah, normal. So image is normal. The overlay one is the important one. So if I pick overlay, it's going to maximize the contrast. So if I was in red, it's going to maximize the difference between these two. But the best one for me is like, probably I would play around to see what is different, and I can go here as well. I can try different colors. But I would pick around, let's say, this purple, and I can also do soft light as well, and that would look pretty good. Actually, that does look pretty good. That's much more of a saturated blue. The contrast is much more signaling there, and I would change the color of this here to here, and that looks pretty good. Now, these are the three options I use. I use one more option when it comes to Figma Blend Modes that is very important, and that is the Luminosity mode. For example, Luminosity mode lets you, if I have my image here, and let's say I remove my image, I can go, basically, if I click on luminosity, the image will become black and white. And this is very useful on its own. It gives a very classic, elegant look, especially if you are doing it, let's say, for much more elegant, stylish brands. But even more importantly, it is very useful to understand the visual hierarchy when you are working on screens. For example, if I'm asking, okay, between these two colors of this blue and this blue here, if I can tell by the eye, I can use Luminosity Blend Mode. So here, Luminosity Blend Mode, that will let me know mathematically the brightness difference. So this one, for example, is around, let's say 4F4, and this one moment. So this one is luminosity, yep. And this one is also luminosity, yep. And I can already tell that this one is darker, right? I am looking and okay, now it's much more easier to tell. Thanks so much for watching this tutorial, guys. I hope understanding blending modes will help you create better imagery and also create better colors for your designs. And if you are wondering how to get better also in color, watch this video next.